It was in this building a year and a half ago at Super Gold 6 where Michael White assembled a team and defeated WildThing, giving Michael White control of Pro Wrestling 225. It has been 18 months of terror in Pro Wrestling 225, of cheating, of scandals, of disaster. But now, ENGAME, Michael White puts it all on the line by stepping inside this steel cage.
Spencer, this is the most singular, significant match in Pro Wrestling 225 history. In fact, this story goes long past the formation of 225. For the last decade, Michael White has served no purpose other than to systematically destroy everything pro wrestling fans love about this sport. From manipulating championship matches to dismantling the most beloved teams like the Cajun Outlaws, like the Overboys. Michael White is a cancer in the heart of pro wrestling. Read the fine print next time, boss. Get in the cage. Get in the cage.
It was because of Michael White that you weren't allowed to sit here with me at ringside to call the incredible action in Pro Wrestling 225. And if it wasn't for Michael White's arrogance, perhaps he wouldn't have blindly signed the contract to step into the cage and allow you as well to sit next to me here tonight, Landon.
Look, it's an honor to be back here tonight. I don't take for granted how much these performers put on the line every single time they step between those ropes. And it means the world to me to be able to tell their stories alongside my best friend. And to have all of that taken away from me for no reason. It was devastating. But tonight, everything changes. Tonight, WildThing walks into that ring for me, for Mustang Mike, for every single boy, girl, man, woman, and everyone in between who has ever bought a ticket to see Pro Wrestling 225. It's time to take back 225.
It's the moment that the Pro Wrestling 225 family has been waiting for. WildThing's chance at Michael White.
The Pro Wrestling 225 family is on their feet here in the Lockhart.
Making Michael White wait.
Make him sweat. Make him think about it. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We did hear that Michael White attempted to fire WildThing ahead of this event. I mean, but wait a minute. Lights out in the Lockhart. You don't think
It's gotta be.
The Vigilante is here. The man that's been a thorn in the side of Michael White for months. The man in green.
The Vigilante who has righted the wrongs that Michael White has set forth in Pro Wrestling 225.
He's entering the cage.
It's gotta be.
It is.
The Vigilante is WildThing. And Michael White is trapped inside a cage with him.
And wait a minute, Michael White trying to get out.
What a moment at ENDGAME.
You can't back out now, Michael White. You signed a contract. Michael White backs out now. He is giving up control of Pro Wrestling 225. All this time, WildThing has been the man in green, the Vigilante, righting the wrongs of Michael White, fighting for the Pro Wrestling 225 family. And tonight, we finally have the opportunity to take back 225 from the hands of Michael White.
Michael White does not look interested in getting back in that cage.
Maybe for the first time in 18 months, he doesn't have a choice.
And maybe for the first time in 18 months, we have a fair fight between Michael White and WildThing.
Introducing first, from Denham Springs, Louisiana, weighing in at 210 pounds. He is your Pro Wrestling 225 General Manager, Michael White.
Maybe the last time we'll ever hear that title associated with Michael White.
And his opponent, from Louisiana, weighing in at 185 pounds, WildThing.
Listen to the ovation.
You think this is a pro WildThing crowd here in Denham Springs? You can feel the electricity at the LM Lockhart Gym.
WildThing pacing. He's waited months for this opportunity. And how apropos, it's Eddie Irons. Eddie Irons, the same man who called the 3 count for Michael White to become the general manager, is going to officiate this match.
It's all led to this. WildThing and Michael White in the cage. And it took all of 30 seconds for Michael White to get thrust into the wall of the cage.
Yeah, as I was going to say, I expected nothing less than this match to start off hot. These guys have been wanting to get their hands on each other for so long now.
Look at this. Michael White going to try and escape right now. But
Why does it not surprise me that that's the way he wants to win as well? Quickly,
Right.
over the top of the cage.
WildThing has no interest in escaping. It's Michael White that wants to run away. It's Michael White who isn't okay and doesn't want the one-on-one fight.
Yeah, I think the only way WildThing would escape the cage is if he has beaten up and destroyed Michael White and left him there in the middle of the ring.
So grateful to be joined for the main event of ENGAME by Landon Corbin and Alexis Windsor, the way it should be, as Michael White again trying to escape, but WildThing having none of it.
It is so good to be back, guys, in my rightful place next to you two. And what a match to be back for.
It just feels right. This is Pro Wrestling 225. There is nothing like this right here. In Denham Springs, Louisiana, we are finally gonna see it. Michael White and WildThing are gonna tear each other apart inside that cage.
Michael White, with his first bit of offense here in this match, he was able to bounce WildThing's face off of the cage, so that time WildThing tasted the steel for the first time.
And what about WildThing revealing himself as the Vigilante after all this time?
Unbelievable. Everyone had questions, everyone assumed, but no one knew. And now we know that it has been WildThing all along, trying to right the ship in 225 as best as he could. And now is his moment to finish the job and put Michael White away for good.
We thought it was Jordy. People were sure it was Jordan Jaw. I've been accused of being the Vigilante. But it was WildThing all along. Doesn't it just make sense?
Absolutely does. If there was ever a man at the true heart and soul of Pro Wrestling 225, it is WildThing.
This is not going to be a match where we're going to sit here and call hold for hold, right, guys? It's just going to be a brawl between these two men.
As it should be. As I said, these two have been waiting to get their hands on each other for so long. This tension and animosity between the two of them has been building and building.
It does not get more personal in professional wrestling than White and WildThing.
This is only WildThing's second match back after a 9-month layoff due to a significant back injury. I mean, WildThing is walking into ENGAME completely transformed. I mean, just look at this guy, but not just physically, mentally, emotionally. If anyone is capable of ending Michael White's reign as GM, it's that man right there.
It's funny that you say about his time away due to injury though, Landon, because just at that point we saw Michael White honing in on the back of WildThing.
When you pair that with the face scraping against the steel cage, Michael White, listen, we know, right, how evil he is. But we also know how smart he is in this ring.
One of the smartest men I've ever met. And it just, you know, it's hard to argue. You can't take that away from him.
WildThing's gonna try to cover, but just a 2 on Michael White after a beautiful enziguri. Feels like we're a long way away from this one being over.
But let me tell you something. Maybe not quite as smart as we think. Overlooking the fine print. That was all WildThing. WildThing knowing exactly how to get under the skin of the general manager.
And look here, we have WildThing trying to, Michael White trying to escape the cage right here in the corner.
Oh, WildThing having none of it.
Up and over.
WildThing has waited too long for this opportunity to let him just weasel out of this match that quickly.
Shutting the door on the face of the general manager.
Maybe we'll be shutting the door on him as well as he leaves.
Time will tell, Alexis Windsor. Currently, his face being driven into the steel, and WildThing looks pleased.
Well, I think he just wanted to get an extra close look at it. You know, this is his company. He's just getting a little closer look. Listen to the Pro Wrestling 225 family here tonight.
Michael White trying to scurry away any chance he gets.
I would say I'm surprised, but I'm not.
Look at
Look at this. Oh, my God.
Oh,
I don't know that I've ever seen WildThing as vicious as this.
I think this type of match calls for it, though.
Yeah, I mean, could you blame him after everything that Michael White has put him through?
And everything that's on the line tonight as well. We are talking about the control of Pro Wrestling 235.
Oh, no.
Oh,
into the
no.
cage.
WildThing's face just bounced off of that bar. It was in the hardest part that it possibly could have hit.
When you talk about things that Michael White has put WildThing through, he was threatening to expose secrets in WildThing's personal life as
Oh,
he
my God.
plants him in the middle of the ring. Michael White has been trying to take and destroy everything good and everything that's important to WildThing, and he's been successful at that for nearly 2 years. And if he wins tonight, if Michael White wins tonight, I don't know that we'll ever see WildThing again.
If that happens, Pro Wrestling 225 will never be the same again. It's not even worth thinking about.
And a sharpshooter by White on that injured back of WildThing.
And look at this. Look at the pain. Look at the grimace on the face of WildThing.
White releasing the hold just to deliver more punishment.
Like you said, that injured back. Ooh.
And again,
Absolutely relentless assault on WildThing at the hands of our general manager. You think someone with that title would care about their roster, would care about the heart of their company? And it's unarguable. WildThing has been the heart of Pro Wrestling 225 since its inception. Why would
I
you
think we
not
need to
want
speak
him
to
here?
HR. Do we have HR? Let's speak to
Why,
HR.
who is HR? Bad
Business.
business?
Oh, God.
Don't think that conversation's going very far. Cover. WildThing kicks out. Still feeling the support of the Pro Wrestling 225 family here in Denham Springs at the Ellen Lockhart Gym.
And you mentioned bad business, of course. Michael White not being accompanied by the Crook Mob tonight.
Right, and I think that was sort of the point. That's why WildThing wanted this in a cage, why he snuck it into the contract, so that he wouldn't have to worry about the Crook Mob at Michael White's side.
Look at this. This thing is breaking down.
Going for the
WildThing gets
kick.
caught. Ooh. Smart tactics. And Michael White taking down the limbs of WildThing.
I don't know that WildThing can stand after that.
Guys, I don't know that any of us are going to be impartial. I can't. Ooh. I might not have a job if WildThing does not win this match.
I always try and be impartial, but
Oh!
for tonight, it can't be done.
Uranagi. WildThing down in the center of the ring to keep control of 225. No, a kick out by WildThing. Make no mistake about it, Landon. No one in this room wants Michael White to win this match. If he does, I don't know that this production continues. I don't know that Unleashed continues. I don't know that we come back to the Ellen Lockhart Gym in Denham Springs.
After the reception White got here tonight, I sure doubt it. Oh, man!
Finally, WildThing able to get that super kick he was looking for.
Oh, look. No. Of course.
No, the
Crook
whole
Mob.
point of this cage was to keep the Crook Mob out.
You have got to be kidding me.
Using intimidation tactics here against our officials.
Oh, and a steel chair to the back of
To
WildThing.
the injured back.
And another. This is unbelievable. You have to know that this had to be Michael White's plan all along.
Oh,
Spine buster onto
God.
the chair.
agony on the face of WildThing right now.
And Thaddeus a belly to belly. Onto the steel.
This absolutely cannot be the end. It cannot end this way. WildThing.
And it's all legal, right? Steel cage match, everything is legal. Nothing WildThing, nothing Eddie Irons can do, except watch Michael White steal.
But wait a minute. Here comes Jordan Jaw. Here comes Christian Blake.
The Overboys are here.
And Johnny, we have Johnny as well.
Brett Ian Landry. Oh, big knee to business.
We are finally evening out the numbers.
Drop kick to Thaddeus. The Overboys are here to even the odds.
Game over.
The Overboys taking care of business inside the cage.
I would say they are good for business.
Hey, there you go.
Thanks for coming.
Jaw clearing house.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
And wait, look at this. Jordy.
Finally, Michael White has no escape. Jordy Pujol secures the padlock. There is no way out for Michael White.
The Crook Mob has been expelled from the Lockhart Gym. Finally, this is what the Pro Wrestling 225 family has been waiting for. WildThing and Michael White alone, one-on-one. Listen to this place.
The atmosphere in this room at the moment is electric.
But the damage already done to WildThing, right? Oh, and Michael White still got a chair.
WildThing, gotta turn around. Michael White, that was purely out of desperation. Tossing the chair to the back of the leg, and it definitely did some damage.
Who's this?
That's one of the Crook Mob goons.
I've seen this.
That's come out to the ring with Michael White before.
I mean, the door is locked though. They can't get in.
Michael White trying to slide through.
And I think he just gave Michael White a chain. But not to lock the door.
Look out, WildThing. Turn around, WildThing. No!
Chain to the skull.
You can't end this way.
Is this your hero, Michael White asks. And I think he is. He is still the hero of Pro Wrestling 225.
Michael White trying to escape through the door, but he can't. It's locked.
Can't fit through there.
After a decade of getting under the skin of WildThing, he's gonna look to absolutely ruin what he holds dear more than anything in the world.
And now looking for the... Oh no. I thought
Michael
he was
White
looking to
looks
escape,
like he was
but
gonna
no.
try and
Yeah.
escape. He's trying to, whoa,
Goes
wait
for
a
a
minute.
moonsault instead.
Go on home.
WildThing out of
And
the way.
Wild style. Could this be it? Could this be it? Oh my God. Oh my God. It was that close. He was that close.
The LM Lockhart Gym was about to explode, but instead, Michael White has kept it alive. Oh my God, he's like a cockroach. He just won't die.
What is it going to take to keep Michael White down, to keep Michael White out of Pro Wrestling 225?
Going for a second one. Oh, into
no.
the steel.
White out, White out. But that's not enough. Michael White wants to embarrass WildThing.
WildThing maybe out cold in the center of the ring as White climbs to the top. And we've seen this from Michael White before. Frog splash.
Oh. Devastating frog splash with the additional height from the cage and he kicked out. He kicked out.
Michael White can't believe it.
I was holding my breath. I thought that was it. But a kick out by WildThing.
WildThing has taken absolutely everything that Michael White could throw at him.
How did WildThing kick out of that? And what does he have left in him?
Michael White
looks like he might be trying to climb up on the cage to escape. WildThing joins him. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, White's face into the steel. WildThing's face into the steel. And again.
WildThing just barely hanging on and he falls. Michael White's gonna try and climb up.
Whoa!
No! Could this be it?
The cover!
Finally, the end of the Michael White decade, but the start of a wild age for our Pro Wrestling 225 family.
Ellen Lockhart Jim are on their feet, and the noise here is overpowering. I don't think anyone could even hear me announce the winner. It's that loud.
The reign of terror is over.
And look, the locker room coming out to congratulate WildThing on his win. Yeah.
Control of Pro Wrestling 225 is back where it belongs.
The tears are flowing. You know the champagne's gonna be flowing.
We're gonna have some fun tonight at the expense of Michael White.
Can you believe it? From the mouth of the Pro Wrestling 225 family themselves, Michael White is done.
White out in 225. WildThing ends it at ENGAME.
Do I have my job back? Do I have my job back?
Landon Corbin is rehired, everyone, rehired.
Yes, Donna, tell him.
telling me. I will never forget this night
No.
for as long as I live.
Got tears in
I
my
know.
eyes. I can't. I'm so emotional right
It
now.
has been hell for 18 months
What
in
a
Pro
roller
Wrestling
coaster.
225. But the end has come for the former general manager of Pro Wrestling 225, Michael White.
We have the crook mob now coming back to the ring.
Trying to pull Michael White out of here for good.
They're gonna have to scrape him off the mat.
Throw him out with the trash, that's what I say.
Thank you.
Guess what? You know what that means, right? You know what that means? You know what that means? Michael White is fired. And Overboards are back in business, baby, in 225!
How about that? Pro Wrestling 225, the landscape has changed. Jordan Ja, SEC champion, Christian Blake, heavyweight champion, and Michael White out of power.
You're fired!
We will be editing that out.
Edit that out. And I go beep
Just-
over that, yeah. Talk to CJ Goodspeed, head of technology.
And it looks like the Crook Mob taking their frustration out on Michael White.
Trying to revive him, I think. A little bit of CPR happening there.